Attention. This is the Dan Lebitard Show.
Guys, I'm Dan Lebitard. Get in the car.
Dan Lebitard.
Are you scared?
Stugotz.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
Attention.
Don't you ever call me a homer. Who the hell do you think has been saying the truth since 1973 on Atlanta radio? Who?
You're fat.
This is the real bass.
You bleeping mother bleeping.
Attention.
I get asked on a daily basis, how did you get such a great job?
Stern's disdain for the players
Attention.
is as palpable and pathetic as his motives are transparent. And that's our show for this evening.
Bass.
The Dan Lebitard Show with Stugotz is my favorite radio show going on right now, and one of my favorite pieces of media of all time. I've been infatuated with it for about 5 years now, and my love for it only continues to grow. Today, I'm going to explain myself and show you why I never shut up about this marching band of nowhere. The first airing of the Dan Lebitard Show with Stugotz aired on September 1st, 2004. Dan Lebitard is the son of Cuban exiles who risked everything to get to the United States. You may have seen his father, Gonzalo, on his now defunct show. Well, not defunct, but they just have other people on it. Highly questionable. Anyway, Dan went to college at the University of Miami and started work at the Miami Herald. He became a sports journalist. Over the years, he had quite amount of success, including some pieces on the University of Miami football team. We won't get into that here. He also wrote for ESPN the magazine and would make fill-in appearances on PTI. In 2004, he would delve his way onto radio with co-host Jonathan Weiner, and you could say it was history in the making.
Dan Lebitard. Prepare to be astonished. Stugotz. The time has come to make a choice. Here's Dan Lebitard and his houseboy, Stugotz. A different aspect of their personalities, if you like. And they do have personalities.
Chidi Ahanatu, that's how we're fixing everything? The running back leaves in a haze of marijuana smoke. The re-retirement of Dan Marino. The offensive coordinator doesn't want to be the offensive coordinator. Any number of offensive linemen don't want to be here. Chidi Ahanatu's coming to fix everything, people. I am Dan Lebitard of the Miami Herald. We had how many months to prepare the name of the show? That's the best we could do creatively. I'm Dan Lebitard. This is the Dan Lebitard Show. This is what you're going to get over the next months, days, weeks, years, however long we do this. This is what this show will give you. Me, in all my bloated arrogance and pomposity and self-flagellation, polysyllabic flagellation. You're going to have direct access to me. You can spew your hatred, your outrage, your poison, if it makes you feel better, the way sobbing does. You don't like what I write this morning? I'm a few digits away. Tell me.
Over the years, the show would continue to grow, becoming a staple of South Florida sports talk radio. The show really ballooned when LeBron James formed the Big Three and the Miami Heat became a basketball force. Dan wanted the show to stay Miami. His love and passion for the city is one of the things he cares about most. The show ended up joining ESPN on the stipulation the show stayed in Miami, and they built a studio in the Clevelander Hotel in South Beach. At first the show was on the afternoon slot, and then it transitioned to the 10 a.m. slot when Colin Cowherd left to join Fox Sports. The show was a monster, becoming the most downloaded ESPN podcast every month, and it wasn't close. The secret sauce to the show is that it is a parody of a normal sports talk show. Some days, or most, they may not even talk about sports. The show is filled with pop culture, self-deprecating humor, and a lot of inside jokes. And if they don't make sense to you, well, you don't get the show. But Dan can't do it by himself. Not at all. He has his trusty sidekick, John Stugotz Weiner, and he is always there looking for his next scheme. Stugotz has basically become the joke of the Lebitard Show. He can't pronounce words.
The SUI nominees for Best Stugotz Mispronunciation. Guys.
Guys.
Insurance.
Sure.
Surprised. Google. Biggest. Origins.
The oranges are
Delivery boy.
deliverable.
Hotline.
Hotline.
Clear.
Clear.
Marital advice.
Narrow advice.
Synonym.
Synonym.
Turkey leg.
Turkey lab.
Referral. Blueprint.
Blueprint.
Long ago.
Long ago.
Bluetooth.
The blue deep.
Honeymoons.
Honeymoons.
Hysteria.
Hysteria?
Rodriguez. Talented.
Talented.
Withdrawal.
Withdrawal.
He has a phlegm problem.
I'm with Lewis on this.
That's the one. There's the one. There is the one.
That's the
yes,
one.
now I want you to imagine just a lagoon of quicksand phlegm. And this is Stugatz sinking into it, calling out to his friend Lewis.
I'm with Lewis on this.
Oh, my
God.
And he also loves money. And he's a habitual liar. But he is a huge part of what makes the show great. He's the butt to almost all the jokes, and he takes it all in stride. He's probably the biggest fan favorite of everyone on the show. He takes on the role of court jester and is absolutely perfect for it. Whenever he and Dan aren't together and one's on vacation, the show just isn't the same. Every week he comes in with his weekend observations, which are normally late, and he shows us his thoughts from the sports weekend. The lead producer on the Levitard show is Michael Ryan Ruiz. He's a huge Browns fan, he loves Chelsea, and he is the guy that has to rein in Dan just about every single day. He's a big fan of the University of Miami and the Miami Heat. They call him a Heat Homer, and a Miami Homer, I guess, too. He takes his passion a little bit too far, but that's what makes his character so fun. I also have to mention that he hates his pepperoni nipples. Sorry, Mike.
Keep saying definitely. Definitely 2 touchdowns. Definitely 96 receptions. Definitely 843 receiving yards.
Your Kuiper's
It's
really,
amazing.
Mike, your
Yes.
Kuiper is really good. Like just
Todd.
Can you call Caliendo? I know you listen to this show. Call into the show, Caliendo. Somebody find Caliendo.
On Tuesdays, Dan's literal old friend from the Miami Herald comes on and stinks up the show. Greg Cody. He is a very self-involved old man who hates the way things are today. He loves his trips to the Yam Hut, and every week he gives us his thoughts on how great things used to be during his Back in My Day segment. Or, well, whenever he wants to do them, I guess. At the end of every hour, the hard network looms like a wrecking ball to an old building. Greg has a hard time understanding the clocks on the show, and he normally forgets that they have to cut at a particular time. So the crew plans and sets him up, mid-sentence, to miss the hard network out. To hilarious effect.
A reservation somewhere, Greg. You have to do what you have to do.
I tell them I'm the PFPI commissioner.
This was the Dan Levitard Show on ESPN Radio.
And Terrell Owens.
It's crazy.
And I don't get it. He needs to get rid of that and only look at, Greg, the fact that these are 2 of the top 3 receivers who have ever played the game of football.
It's quantifying.
It's Dan, Stu, and Greg Cody on ESPN Radio.
All right, Cody's done sneezing. Cody, your funniest thing from the sports weekend.
I have to go with...
It's Dan, Stu, and Greg Cody on ESPN Radio.
Also in the producer's room, aka the shipping container filled with frightened refugees, we have Billy Gill. He's a scared, always on edge pole vaulter who loves to ramble and ramble. He is personally my favorite of the shipping container, and he loves to bring the show to a screeching halt with his long, rambling stories.
Well, Charlie had this. Charlie, as far as I know, so just Charlie's title in my.
Are you going to say anything?
Well,
2 minutes, get out of here.
There's a lot going on.
2 minutes, get out of here. Thank you.
Cut that up.
Okay, cut up how clean you were when I went to you there, Billy, please. Yes, please. That was well put by you. Chris, you want to crack at it?
Cut up the sound.
Okay, you're going to move over here and cut up the sound.
All right. Come on, Jose. Let's get this started already.
Baseball's problem, right?
We'll wait you out. We'll wait you out for the zip line
No,
payoff.
he just kind of kicked all over with his shoe. What he just wrote. Oh, here we go.
All right.
And the wind up and the pitch. Oh, God, a home run on the first pitch of the game. Oh, my God.
Welcome, Derek Jeter. And that concludes our Marlins coverage for the season.
Next, we have Roy Bellamy, or should I say King Roy.
All hail!
Roy loves hockey, the Florida Panthers, Twitter, and food. Roy is very stoic, quiet, and doesn't like to talk much on air. But he loves the show, and he was a fan before he got hired on. I miss his top 10 list.
Laugh to number 5, Roy.
The Fashawn Leopard.
Bashan Leopard.
I didn't hear that.
Bashan Leopard. I know, because your headphones are broken. No wonder you didn't hear it.
Bashan Leopard. What number? What number was that?
I think that was number 5, correct, Roy?
Oh, my God.
Number 4, Roy.
Rabbit Parish.
The Chief.
Number 3.
A Horace Grantelope.
I would say seriously here, pound for pound.
Kangaroony rule is just excellent.
No, but pound for pound, answer for answer, top to bottom, best top 10 we've ever done.
Number 2, Roy.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And the number 1 Roy zoo animal is
A crocodile.
Roy.
A crucky.
Kangaroony rule, man. That's just great for so many different reasons. I didn't think you'd be able to get an Afrocentric animal in there like that. You've got an Afrocentric rule with a kangaroony.
Man, I wasn't even close. Would you like to share my...
Yeah, Black Panther and Black Mamba. Not quite as clever as Roy's list.
Used to be good at this game.
Finally, we have Chris Cody. Chris is the son of Greg, which makes for a lot of fun on Tuesdays. Chris is jolly, loves the Dolphins, and probably takes the most hacks of jokes out of anybody in the shipping container, even though they tend to miss. Every time he comes on air, it's sure to create a laugh or an awkward silence. His hands are so small.
Funniest thing from the sports weekend.
I got Tyron Smith, I'm sorry. They were talking back here, so they were making me a little nervous.
Don't make excuses.
Tyron Smith holding a football in his hands. It looked so small.
What's just happening?
Wow, you limped in with that effort, Chris.
I got rattled right before I went on air, and I'm just going to turn my mic off
all
now.
right, yeah,
you
that's
should.
a good idea.
Cut that sound up.
Yeah.
I mean, your last 2 appearances at the microphone have just been a disaster, man.
It's never made it to Best in Show.
So
it did make it to Best in Show, but it was disqualified and asked to leave because one of the owners had co-owned dogs with one of the judges for Best in Show. So it was a big controversy.
Can't do that, yeah.
They were asked to be excused. They said you could walk around, but you must excuse yourself after.
Conflict of interest.
So
Somebody's got their paws in too many water bowls.
Oh, you were so close. It started all right. I was like, okay.
I wish I could find with you. Yeah.
I want to create a new punishment around here to please Chris Cody because he has been despondent since the end of the last segment. He's really hard on himself, and he said he wanted to just simply walk into the ocean. I would like for you guys to now mobilize the television crew. Chris, you can go ahead and walk into the ocean. Just get out of here. Leave now. Have that be your shame for the day. We will televise it on ESPN Ooze.
A little nippy today.
Just walk into the ocean. Go ahead. It is a little
nippy now.
It's a little cold, yes. Ocean.
The show has a cavalcade of segments, recurring guests, and bits. I'll go over a few of my favorites here. The Looks Like game is probably one of the best parts of the show, period, and one of the parts of the show that gets the most recognition on Twitter. I'll just let the video explain.
Joe Buck looks like the guy who stops you mid-conversation, looks at his phone, and says, I got to take this. It's the Tampa office.
That's not as good. It's funny. It's sick.
Jim Harbaugh looks like the guy who comes up to a group at the end of the conversation and asks, what's everyone laughing about?
No, he's too cool for that. I'm going to give that a 5.
Brandon Whedon looks like the guy in the commercial that won thousands of dollars playing DraftKings.
It's pretty good. I'll give it a 6.
Matthew Berry looks like a former clown who now owns a balloon shop.
Every week during the football season, the show used to make everyone draw football teams from a bucket. The bucket of death. Whenever their team would lose, they would have to go to the grid of death, a wall of awful punishments. And they would have to dress up in silly costumes, eat awful things, or just do something embarrassing. Here's some of them now.
Of how long? Oh, and there was that whole stretcher thing in an ambulance that delayed the game. You had Seattle, Arizona being Monday morning football. We're already in.
Oh, all right. You're at 10 seconds left. Oh my God. They're all harder. Hold on, just stay there. 5 seconds left. Hold on, 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, this isn't a good idea, and I didn't like. Now I'm starting to think maybe I should have thought of whether I'm allergic to onions and like looked into this and like maybe I'll die doing this.
Go ahead. Let's hear the first crunch of this. Oh! Go! Oh my God! That seems awful.
Told you to dice them up. I told you, man.
Oh my God!
Also, every week, they go over the funniest thing from the sports weekend. They play useless sound from the NFL. A zoo expert, Ron McGill, comes on and answers questions about animals, and they watch a video. He's an animal doctor, in case you didn't know. I wish I could list them all, but you need to listen for yourself. 7 years ago, I stumbled onto this show. It played on my local ESPN affiliate on my car ride home. I thought it was funny. 2 years after that, I started a job as a janitor, and I needed something to listen to, and I stumbled upon it once again. I was hooked, man. The show puts its claws into me, and I have listened every day since. I needed it so bad. I was going through an awful divorce, and this show is what put me in my comfort zone for 3 hours a day. And I was happy. These guys got me through an awful time. And I hate to say that, but it's true. They're like a family to me. This show is so damn funny, clever, and smart when it needs to be. And Dan isn't afraid to let his stance on social justice or race fly.
Cannonball!
I truly believe in my heart Dan is a great person. He's a loyal person who always sticks up for his crew. It just adds to why I love this show so much. It's provided me so much laughter throughout the years, and I try to tell everyone I know about it. And that's why I'm making this video. So Dan and crew, thank you for all the years of laughs. If you're looking for a sports show that isn't a sports show, give them a listen. They are absolutely worth the listen. And maybe one day, you'll get the show too.